the vast universe of Buddhist symbolism, compassion appears in many forms. Some still, some fierce, some silent. Among them is Tara. Classical texts speak of 21 Taras, each representing a specific mode of enlightened activity. Among the most widely known forms are Green Tārā, Tara, swift compassion and active protection; White Tara, Tara, long life, healing and serenity; Red Tara, Kurukula, magnetizing power and transformation; Black Tara, fierce protection and removal of deep obstacles; Yellow Tara, prosperity; Blue Tara, transmutation of anger and obstacles. While these forms differ in color, posture, and function, they are not separate beings. They are understood as different expressions of the same awakened mind, appearing according to the needs of those who call upon her. But among all of them, there is one who acts without delay, one whose posture itself declares intention. She is known as Green Tārā. Unlike other forms, Green Tārā is depicted with her right leg extended, her foot already touching the world. It signifies readiness, the willingness to rise the instant suffering appears, the embodiment of active compassion. But to understand who Green Tārā truly is, we must begin far before statues and mantras, before temples and prayers. We must begin with a vow that shook the foundations of spiritual tradition. According to the Tara Tantra and later Tibetan histories, Tara began as a woman known as Yeshidava. Long before Tara was known as a goddess, before her name was carved into the temple walls, the Buddhist world held a quiet assumption. Enlightenment was masculine. Texts praised wisdom, but institutions limited who could embody it. It was during this era, according to the Tara Tantra and later Tibetan commentaries, that a woman was born into a royal household known as Yeshidava, the moon of primordial awareness. She was deeply devoted to the Buddha of that world and practiced the Dharma with great dedication. Over many lifetimes, she accumulated vast merit and wisdom. When the monks saw her extraordinary progress, they told her something that reflected the beliefs of that time.
Because of your merit, you should pray to be reborn as a man,
so that you can more easily attain enlightenment.
Princess Yeshidava rejected this idea completely. She replied, paraphrased from traditional texts, "There is no such thing as male or female in ultimate reality. These distinctions are delusions of the world. Therefore I vow to attain enlightenment in a female form and to work for the benefit of all beings as a woman until samsara ends." This vow is the heart of Tara's identity. She continued her practice and eventually attained full enlightenment, becoming Tara, a Buddha of compassion and swift action. Because she vowed to always appear in female form, she manifests as the female embodiment of enlightened compassion and wisdom. The word Tara comes from a Sanskrit root, to cross, to liberate, to carry over. She's the boat, she's the river guide. She's the hand that pulls you from the flood of fear. In Buddhist cosmology, existence is filled with dangers, not only physical threats, but mental ones. Fear, attachment, pride, delusion, jealousy, anger, ignorance, doubt. Tara is said to protect beings from these 8 great fears, which symbolize both outer and inner dangers. Green Tārā specifically acts immediately. She does not wait, she moves the moment fear arises. Green Tārā is often described as having 7 eyes, 2 eyes on her face, 1 on her forehead, 1 on each palm, 1 on each sole of her feet. These are not literal eyes, they represent total awareness. She sees suffering before it becomes visible. Her right hand is extended downward in the gesture of giving. Her left hand holds a blue Utpala lotus, symbolizing purity in action. The lotus blooms at night, just like Tara's compassion appears in the darkest moment. According to Tibetan tradition, Tara was born from a tear. The great bodhisattva, Avalokiteshvara, the embodiment of infinite compassion, once looked upon the world and wept. From his tear arose a lotus. From that lotus emerged Tara. She said, "Do not weep. I will help you liberate beings." Thus, Tara is not separate from compassion. While Avalokiteshvara embodies vast cosmic mercy, Tara embodies its intimate response. She is the compassion that comes when you call her name. Tara and the 8 Great Fears, her co-rescue stories. This is the main narrative cycle associated with Green Tārā. In early Indian Buddhism and later Tibetan texts, Tara is repeatedly invoked as a savior from the 8 Great Fears, Astamahabhaya. Each fear has a literal story and a psychological meaning. But importantly, they are told as real events. The first rescue, Tara and the storm at sea. One of the earliest Tara stories comes from Indian merchant traditions. A trading vessel was crossing dangerous waters between India and Sri Lanka. Storms were common, shipwrecks frequent. When a violent storm arose, the sailors invoked every god they knew. Nothing changed. The mast cracked loudly, sending a jolt through the boat and everyone on board. Water started pouring into the hull. As panic spread, one sailor, raised in a Buddhist household, remembered Tara. He cried out her name with desperation. According to the account, the storm did not vanish instantly. Instead, the wind shifted. The waves broke unevenly. The ship aligned with a narrow current. They survived. Later texts emphasize this detail. Tara did not erase danger, she created passage. This is why Tara is traditionally invoked by travelers, sailors, pilgrims, refugees. This is why Tara is called she who ferries across. This is also why water imagery frequently appears in Tara iconography and prayers. Tara and the merchant surrounded by bandits. A merchant caravan was traveling through a forest known for thieves. Bandits surrounded them, weapons drawn. The merchants panicked. Some froze, some begged. One traveler remembered Tara and cried out, "O Tara, swift liberator, see us." According to the text, confusion overtook the bandits. Some dropped their weapons, others argued among themselves. The caravan escaped unharmed. Later commentaries explain this is as Tara disrupting the mental fixation of greed and violence, not by force, but by clarity. This story became associated with Tara's power to overcome external violence and internal hatred. The king condemned to death. This story appears in Tibetan oral tradition. A king corrupted by pride and cruelty was captured by enemies and sentenced to death. On the night before his execution, he remembered Tara and sincerely repented, not begging for power but for clarity. That night, guards fell asleep. Chains loosened. He escaped. Later, the king abdicated and became a patron of Dharma. This story is used to teach that Tara responds to genuine inner change, not status. The monk overcome by desire. A monk traveling alone encountered intense temptation. Ashamed and confused, he felt his vow collapsing. Instead of hiding his struggle, he invoked Tara. The craving dissolved, not through repression, but through recognition. Tara's role here is protection from inner enemies, especially desire and attachment. This story is still taught in monasteries to show that Tara responds before failure becomes identity. Over time, these individual stories were grouped into a structured teaching, the 8 Great Fears. Each fear corresponds to a lived danger and the mental poison. Lions is to pride, elephant is to delusion, fire, anger, snakes, jealousy, bandits, wrong views, prison, attachment, flood is desire, demons, doubt. Tara is invoked not as a metaphor but as intervention at the breaking point. Why Green Tārā is depicted in motion? Green Tāra's posture is not symbolic filler. Her right leg extended means readiness. Her left leg folded means grounded wisdom. She is not caught in contemplation. She is interruptible. This is why practitioners says, when action arises from clarity, that is Tara. The mantra is memory, not spell. Om Tare Tuttare Svaha. Originally, this mantra was used by travelers and lay people, not scholars. Each phrase functioned as a reminder under stress, marks a movement, recognition, release, crossing, arrival. The mantra does not summon Tara from elsewhere. It aligns the mind with the vow she already made. Green Tara does not promise a safe world. She promises a response, not delayed, not abstract, not conditional. When fear overwhelms clarity and compassion must move, that movement is Tara.